All right, thank you for the introduction and thank you for having me. So today we are going to talk about how to create a co-viewing experience for live events in virtual reality using few use cases we have developed throughout the year at LiveLike. So I'm going to start with a few words about the company. We started early 2015. We have 35 people on the team, and we built over 30 VR apps throughout the past years. And we got some great momentum broadcasting the biggest events of the world, such as the Super Bowl League or the World Cup. And something important to mention as well is that we are a white label solution. So basically, we created a generic experience that we can customize for different broadcasters or content rights holder. And it has an impact on the way we are going to develop the app regarding, the optimization, scalability, making sure that our interface and everything we built is highly customizable. We develop experience for VR headsets and what we call the magic window experience. So you can hold your phone and look around as well with the iPad. But today we are mainly going to be focused on the VR headset. And it's also important to mention as well is that we started with Samsung Gear VR and the Oculus Go. So basically 3 degrees of freedom. Now we have 6 degrees of freedom experiences. But by started with 3 degrees of freedom, we had a lot of limitation and we had to figure out interesting ways to make all the features work together with the limit of performances. And so our goal is basically to create the best live sports streaming experience. That's still kind of our mission. And when we started to try to achieve this mission, I found this image online that I felt was represented well our idea. Basically, feeling to be in the stadium at the best seat while being at home, being with friends, no matter where they are in the world, having access to information about the game, the competition. And why not to teleport yourself around? That was kind of the original idea. And basically, if you think about it, we need kind of 4 big elements, right? A video player, an interface, some social components, and an environment. And when you design the experience, you have to think about all those different aspects. And that's what I'm going to go through today. I try to pick like few different challenges to show that when you design an experience in virtual reality, it's not just about a specific interface, but everything kind of feel connected. But before moving forward, I would like to show you a quick video of what look like our experience. So it's going to be like a 1 minute 30 seconds video. All right, so I hope it gives you a good idea of what look like the type of experiences we are making, and you understand better the value of those 4 different elements. Yeah, we are going to go through different things we had to figure it out while building such experiences. Started with the video. So throughout the time, we build kind of a way to make work 180 videos, 360 videos, 2D, meaning the TV feed, or multi-feed to watch multiple games at once, which was useful, for example, during the French Tennis Open, where you could watch multiple games during the qualification. But one of the biggest feature we had to figure it out was focus on on the 180 and 360 live streaming technology. So basically, we have crews that goes to the stadium and place camera where we believe is the best for the user. So it can be, again, 180 or 360 cameras. And what we do as well is that we keep actually, what we try to figure it out is basically allowing users to teleport themselves whenever they want between those cameras. And what I was going to say is that we also merge our video player with the TV feed, because we do see a big value in, the storytelling aspect of what can bring the broadcasters. And, you can enjoy this slow motion and every type of cameras available outside of our own. But here, design-wise, the biggest issue for us, or issue, things to figure it out, was how you can jump between cameras. And the wider questions that come with this is how to make the experience intuitive. Specifically, 5 years ago, there was no standard of interaction in VR. Now it's a bit better, but we had kind of everything to figure it out. So the answer for us was basically to try to leverage as much as possible the knowledges of the users. Meaning everybody know how to use a digital interface. They know how to use their phones, they know how to use the web. So what can we use from those into VR? What can we use from the tangible world? Meaning, you know how to open a door, you know how to press a button, you know how to grab an object. So all those kind of notions, maybe we can bring them in VR. Science fiction, not so much about the interfaces that are probably a bit too complex, but the notion of holograms or floating interface, it's something that we could leverage as well. And of course, video game. I think that's actually the closest when you design in VR, because it's been decades designers had to figure it out, how to mix and merge 2D and 3D aspects and interfaces. And so another kind of rules we try to keep in mind is to use as much as possible of those knowledges and bring, of course, some new learnings because of the new medium. But the idea is that we try to keep this learning curve as smooth as possible. So if I come back to how to jump between cameras, we came up with 3 different systems throughout the years. A pin system. So on the video player, we place pins and you can just click on them and teleport themselves around. A system of a map that you just have to look at and select the camera directly on it. And now that there is controllers, you can simply click on buttons to go to previous and next angles. So what does that look like? A quick example here. So for example, this is at the French Tennis Open, and we have those orange dots. So you just have to click on them and you can jump between the cameras in live. So in this example, we have 180 and 360. So if you want to go on the top angle, you can just tap there and you are gonna change it. Another example is American college football. So here you see also the value of the big jumbotron, the TV feed that we integrate into our feed. But what was really interesting here is that you can teleport yourself in the end zone. And we had full rows of cameras to the 20-yard lines, 50-yard lines, and the other end zone where you were able to teleport yourself. So the map, pretty simple. Now we have a system of dash. So you can just open the map and you have the cameras right into it. So pretty easy as well. And I just mentioned the button. You click on, Oculus Touch or whatever controllers you have to go between cameras. So it brought me to the interface. And, again, what can we do to leverage what know already the users? So back in 2016, we came up with this interface, what we call the table interface, because it's kind of the metaphor of, the big screen or kind of a gigantic iPad. And we reuse pretty much what you are used also on the web or on a phone or iPad with, sub-tabs on the left, the content in the center. But what's the most interesting for us here was to manage to watch and have access to all this type of content while watching the game. So we made sure that the interface is lower than your point of view to always keep an eye on the game. And with the new interface that we have, now it's not tied to a 3D object. So it's way easier for us to adapt it to any type of content. Just thinking about 360 cameras, you don't have the 3D environments, but it's pretty much the same UX. You have the tabs on the left, you have the content in the center, but now everything comes up from a dash. Just to show you other tabs, and it's going to bring me to the social component of our apps. You can see also people who are in your room. You can be 4 at once to watch an event. And this is where you are going to see, who look like what, their information, add them as a friend, because you can also join fans who are in the app. And this is also where you can also mute them if they talk too much, or report or block if there is any issue. But basically all the features related to social are right below your eyes point of view. And so social is a pretty big feature. So first the question was, do we want avatars? Does VoIP make sense? And it kind of did for us. Early on, we developed this avatar, which was kind of a generic mannequin that everybody can feel to be. Spent a lot of time trying to figure it out what it should look like. Oculus came out with pretty similar avatars. And throughout the year, we saw that it was kind of missing of something. And we kind of came back to the sketchpad, I would say, because we wanted to figure it out a way to help users to express themselves better, specifically for live event when there is a lot of energy. So we made a lot of research, but I tried to synthesize it in just 2 slides. We tried to see, based on what was out there, other type of avatars we were interested in, where we felt we were regarding the style. So we were not super realist, and we wanted to be more realist, for example. And another kind of elements we wanted was to work on facial expression. So same things, we kind of place on a timeline different avatars we like. And our current avatar, it's really what made us realize that it was not expressive at all. And we wanted something more expressive. But what's difficult here is that if you have eyes, if you have a mouth, it can look like pretty creepy pretty fast. So we had to make sure it was not going to be the case. So we tried to come up with a design a bit more playful, which is the ones that you see on the right, where there is way more opportunities for expression. And I'm going to show you a few different examples. And just first with a video of me in virtual reality.
Hey, so that's me, Jeremie, in virtual reality. So that's what look like our avatar in one of our apps. And you can pretty much customize everything from the jersey, color scheme, the hair. We can have hats, even face painting. And I wanted to show you also how I move our body. Obviously, I can move my hand with the controller. And I guess that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna let you hear and hope you enjoy the presentation so far.
So right now, it's pretty much an avatar that you see in other apps, right? So we thought, okay, what's next specifically for live events? What can we do? And we played with, for example, emote system. So you are going to be able to have cool animations around your avatar to kind of share your emotions. And we went further, specifically again with sports, where we want to leverage, all the imageries that you can see around the stadium. How to use the objects that you bring to support your team. That's the kind of stuff that we are bringing into the app, as well as face painting. How do you want to represent your team? So I mentioned the jerseys. It looked like this. You can select between a bunch of patterns to paint your face and represent your team, and some things that make a lot of sense in sports, but that can make sense as well for music events or festival. So one of the biggest challenges that we had is to provide everyone the best seat into the app. Specifically, when we started, we had a lot of constraints with the 3 degrees of freedom. We needed to make sure that everybody is at the center of the screen, everybody is in the center of the environment and the interface. While everybody, when you are with 4 friends, sees themselves in different locations, right? And that's actually what you want to perceive, because if you have someone on your right, you are going to turn your head on the right, and this person is going to turn their head on the left. So we wanted to keep the real interaction perception. But in reality, everybody in our app sees themselves in the center. So how did we manage to keep the real kind of movement of our heads and connections while having everybody in the center? Well, the simple answer is by moving the couch. So the first user is going to see this into the app. So he's going to see on the left of the couch, but he's still going to be in the center. And the second person popping up into the app is going to be on his right. So he's going to just turn his head on the right, and see that person, while that person is going to see himself in the center and see the first person on his left. The third person joining is going to be on his right, but that third person is going to see himself in the center and see everybody else on the left. The fourth person is going to see himself in the center and everybody else on the right. So then we make sure that everybody who moves their heads is like the same thing that it will be in real life. Hope it makes sense. And first person, see everybody on left and right like this. And the gap that you have between environments is not that big, and it's actually working pretty well. So yes, that's basically what looks like the experience. We have the system of couch into the app. And happy to answer more if you have. Just a few words about the environment. We designed different lounges, and we try to always fit brand's image, broadcaster's image, how to recreate the best ambience for the sports. That's definitely part of what we love to do. And there is a lot of opportunities out there also, for sponsorships. But we also, it's not just a cosmetic aspect that we are interested in. So we try to leverage the environment. What type of interactivity can we do? Here you have a calendar. And I have other examples here with Docomo in Japan. You were able to order a pizza from the app. You could play with a Vuvuzela from the app as well. With Buffalo Wild Wings, you were able to order wings from the app. And in average, people were watching the animations 5 times. So it was pretty fun to use, or jump into a car that was right next to the video. And just to end this presentation, I just wanted to go through all those different aspects and mention again that I think the end goal when you have so many things to figure it out is to basically bring all those elements together and make feel that they are just one unique element. That's like the biggest challenge. You want the user to feel that the interface is perfectly integrated with the video player and the environment are just one element. That's kind of the end goal for us. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Happy to answer them. You can also send me a message on Twitter at Jeremie Lasnier. And yeah, thanks a lot for your time.
Hi, Jeremie. Merci beaucoup. This was a really great presentation.
I hope you figured out the accent and it went smooth.
Oui, je parle un peu. So we have only time for one question. Amazing stuff that you're doing. The avatars are so fun. So the question is from Edward Haravan, and I'll combine a couple of questions. How many participate in one experience without degrading performance? Is it like max of 4? And then are you marketing to broadcasters, premium fan clubs, or the teams themselves?
So first question regarding the avatar. Until now, 4 was the maximum we managed to do to keep the app smooth. We are actually extending because with the Quest, we have more power. So we are extending with 6 person. And we are working on, it's going to come soon, but more people with probably the Quest Rift. So future headsets, we imagine experiences that are going to be able to handle dozens of people. So that's more the long-term vision. But right now, 4 and 6, also to just keep a conversation. So when we are going to go to higher numbers, we might have a big number of people in front of you while keeping short kind of system of couches to make sure that everybody can talk and it's not going to be a big mess. And regarding the second questions about who we are talking to, basically it's sports rights holder. So who owns the content? It can be sports, it can be music. That's why we are white label. We can't buy the rights, or that's not the way it works for our business model. So we created this generic app, we customize it, and sometimes it can be broadcasters who own the rights. Sometimes it's the team, it's the league. Sometimes it's the competition directly. So we work with all those guys, and based on their needs, we also combine specific features. Some of them want social, some of them prefer other things, some of them want everything. So that's kind of how it works.
Well, no, that's an excellent answer, mate. I just have to move on to the next presentation. Thank you so much for being here for the Q&A, and wanted to say good luck with this project. I hope I can see Roland Garros in September, Rafa Nadal Djokovic final maybe in your app.
Yeah, other competition, but yeah, definitely. And yeah, thanks a lot, and good luck with the rest of the event.
Thanks, man.